city of Stevens Point. We're glad to be here with you today. Hey, Kelly, earlier, a true leader, someone that I have watched over the years stand up and give voice to folks, making sure that equality is centered. Kelly Robinson is a champion and need to make sure that we thank her. She is a champion. And I hope you know what you've got, because the rest of the country knows what you've got here. You have got to get out and vote and send Tammy Baldwin back to the Senate. She is fantastic. She is fantastic. And look, we're going to win, not if, when we elect Kamala Harris president here over the next 24 hours. We're going to need a House of Representatives that gets something done. Send Rebecca Cook to Congress. Make sure we get that done. So take your time on that ballot. Hey, thank you all. Thanks for coming out here, and I truly mean it. You could be anywhere, but you chose to be here. You could be taking a nap. You could be doing something else. But you came, you took your time, you came through the door, you stood in line because you love America. That's why you came. So thank you. Thank you. Thank you. So tomorrow's an important day. No, not NFL trade deadline. I saw the guy holding up the jersey. It is that, by the way, and we probably need a little help. But we've been waiting. I know. Look, I got the chance here. I got the chance to go to Lambeau for the first time here, folks. And my team says, well, don't be a smartass and say a bunch of stuff about the Vikings. I said, you don't swear in church. I'm not going to go to Lambeau and say something. But I noticed they took me in the door and they showed me that 40-foot high Lombardi trophy. And totally unnecessarily, they said, I don't think you have one of those in Minnesota. So soon, folks. Look, what an incredible opportunity. When do you get a chance within a 24-hour period to be able to shape not just the next 4 years, but future generations to come? And not just for Wisconsin, but globally. That's what we have in front of us right now over the next 24 hours. It is a privilege to be in this moment. That great American poet Bruce Springsteen says, it ain't no sin to be glad you're alive, and it's not. This is our moment. This is our moment. Now, there are plenty of reasons that we don't want the other guy, and I could go in for weeks to say it. Many of them, and we'll hear a little bit about them, some of them are deathly serious. But just tell me the contrast here of how great this feels. We're going to elect a new generation of leadership with Kamala Harris, a new way forward. You saw it on the National Mall last week. That's what a president's supposed to sound like on a national mall. That's how he's supposed to talk. And then there's that other stuff that you saw in New York City and all of that. Yeah. Hey, my favorite is when people boo at a rally. I was with Obama down in Madison, and he says, don't boo, vote. And I said, well, hell, I'm just petty enough. Boo and then vote. So do that. Because we can do both. We can multitask. But look, just tell yourself how great it's going to be. We get this thing done. It may take a little bit here. We got patience. Our system's secure. Our elections are safe. We'll get this right or whatever. We will win. And when that thing is done, we're not ever going to have to see this guy on TV again and listen to him. So I know you're feeling a little bit. We are running. I hope you see that. We're all over the place. I was thinking last night I was in a little place right outside of Charlotte, North Carolina. I'd been in Atlanta earlier in the day, and I'm like, you know, they have a sign when you come in here of where you're at, so you're a little bit lost. It may feel like we're running, like everything's on the line, because it is. Because it is. And that's what you feel. Again, what an incredible journey. I've been on this thing for 107 days. Look, I'm sitting over in St. Paul 108 days ago, minding my own damn business, sitting there. And I get a call, the first one I don't pick up. That's my pro tip for all of you. If you're getting an important call, don't screen it. Pick it up. So I have that email. Tim, this is Vice President Harris. Can you pick your phone up? And I'm like, yes, I can. Fast on this. But look what a journey this is. Look at the movement and look at the energy that Kamala Harris has built in 107 days. Imagine what she can do for the next 8 years. Yeah. Exactly. And we're doing all this. We're talking about a vision. We put this thing together fast, and she brought something back that I'll have to tell you. There's many reasons I'm irritated as hell with the guys on the other side. And there's many reasons to be really angry. But I'll tell you what, they stole something from us that Kamala Harris brought back. Joy. Joy in the work we do. To be happy about it. You think about how amazing this country is, and I think about it every day. How amazing is it that a kid from Butte, Nebraska, and a kid from Oakland, California, middle-class kids, her with a single mom trying to buy a home, me with a dad who dies when I'm a teenager, my little brother's in elementary school, my mom's a stay-at-home mom. But because of what this country has given us and the opportunities, we are going to be the next president and vice president of the United States. It's amazing. And that's not about us, that's about you. That's the American story. I could not be prouder to be on this ticket with Kamala Harris. It's because of who she is. From the very first day, prosecutor, young prosecutor going in, district attorney, attorney general of the largest state in the country, senator, the largest state in the country, and vice president. And every single day she had one client, the people, the people. And can we in this moment just acknowledge there has been no one that is better prepared to do this job than Kamala Harris with the experience she's had. Her job was to stand up for women and children, to take on the predators and abusers. Her job was to stand with seniors and workers against fraudsters and unethical corporations. Her job was to stand with families and communities against transnational gangs and traffickers. And she has never hesitated to reach across to work with anybody from either party if it meant putting American lives first. That's what she's done. And I love it when she talks about this, that never once, when people come and ask her for help, she had never asked and there was nothing about it that was about Democrats or Republicans. Her response was, how can I help? Now, some of the gray hairs in here remember Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood or whatever. Maybe some of the younger ones do. Remember what they said is if you needed something, you looked for the helpers. Kamala Harris is the helper in your neighborhood to get things done. She and I want to build an economy that if you work hard, you don't just barely skate by, you get a chance to get ahead. Doesn't matter if you're in a red state, doesn't matter if you're in a blue state, doesn't matter if you're a big city, if you're in a small town. Everybody in this country should get a shot to succeed. That's what she's talking about. Look, that's a fight that I'm proud of because that's what this country was. Some of you might have heard this. I grew up in a small rural community in Nebraska. And I know people in the Midwest, this is where you get into the fight about, oh, how small? 400 people. Not bad. Some of you are like, I got a few less than that. 24 kids in my graduating class. Some guy said to me, 22, and I said, yeah, but 12 were my cousins. Well, there you go. We are there together. Look, you learn a few things in that. The first thing you learn when you're in small towns like that, or whether you're in medium-sized towns, or whether you're in neighborhoods and cities, you learn to take care of your neighbors and that you're all in this together. Everybody belongs. Everybody should be able to benefit from the work that they do and the benefit from the common good that we do when we're working together. Those are the values that animated my service, Kamala's service, and that's what we'll bring to the White House when we win this thing tomorrow. Now, my life got a little crazy there, and it was like the first week, and all of a sudden I'm on this bus with our pictures on the side, and we're down near Savannah, Georgia, on these rural areas, and we're up in Pennsylvania, pulling in, and Beaver County, and we're getting ready to get off the bus, and there was a whole bunch of our supporters there, like you, waving signs and cheering, and on the other side were folks that weren't supporters of ours, and I said they make it easy for us. They dress the same in the same red hat, so we knew what they were. But I was on that with her husband, Doug, my wife, Gwen, and she turned around to me and we saw this, and this was the first couple times we were together. And she said, Tim, don't ever forget, we work just as hard for folks on this side of the street as this side of the street. What she's fighting for, and the policies we're fighting for, and the new way forward and an opportunity economy agenda will serve those people who will vote against us But that doesn't matter because the policies we're putting in place will improve their lives, their families' lives, and their communities. And that's why we're running. That's why we're running. We both came from that middle class. We've lived that experience. We understand that every single day that's what we'll bring to the White House. Look, what Kamala understands and what I know is you don't run and win an election to bank political capital to win another election. You win elections to burn political capital to improve people's lives. That's why you do it. That's why you do it. So she's focused on those things people are asking us for, an agenda that people are asking for. Lower the cost of living and things that we need to buy. Put more money back in the pockets of the middle class. Going to make housing more affordable. Easier to start a small business. Make it easier to care for your loved ones. And yeah, we're going to make this country a lot freer. And let me talk about what we mean by that. When we talk about, you saw it at the convention. She comes walking out, which is super cool, I might add. She comes walking out to Freedom playing on there to 20,000 people in an arena. And it's super cool. But it's more than that because look, what she and I understand is when we talk about freedom, the freedom for you to make your healthcare decisions, for you to decide who you love, for you to pick the books you want to read. Those are the decisions, and that's what freedom means. That's what we're talking about. Freedom to make those healthcare choices. And look, it also means you work your whole life and you pay into important anti-poverty programs like Social Security and Medicare. It means we strengthen those so that our seniors can have the freedom to retire with dignity and collect the benefits that are owed to them. And I know for all of our young people, and I have to tell you, over the last 20 years or so, and as a school teacher, and as a dad of an 18-year-old, and as a governor who understands this, our kids need to be free to go to school without being worried about being shot dead in their classroom. That's what they need. And look, Wisconsin, I know, just like Minnesota, we rank in like the top 5 of gun ownership and hunting. I'm a gun owner. I'm a veteran. I'm a gun owner. I'm a hunter. Kamala is a gun owner. We understand we spend our whole lives. We'll defend the Second Amendment, but we also understand we have to defend our first responsibility with the protection of our children and our families. And to all the guys who came out today, let me speak to you, just ask you, think about those women that you love in your life. Their lives are literally at stake in this election. That's what this election is about. 20 states now have the Trump abortion bans. And now those women that you're thinking of that you love have fewer rights than their mothers and their grandmothers had. When we win the House back and we hold the Senate and Kamala Harris is president, she will sign the bill restoring the rights to Roe versus Wade and those bodily autonomy and the decisions for you to make those healthcare decisions. Folks, this group knows. Vice President talks about it a lot. It's been something at rallies and things. She talks about not going back. We're not going back because that was not good. We're not going back to a time when women don't make their own health care decisions. We're not going back to a time when we discriminate against others. We're not going back to a time when people don't have health care and they're kicked off their health insurance. We're not going back to a time when we deny climate change and the need to fix it. We're not going back to a time when people like Donald Trump say just get over shootings, because we don't have to live that way. So I'm here today on behalf of Kamala Harris and myself to humbly ask you for your vote. Now look. Look, we're down to this time. Believe it or not, they'll start voting in New Hampshire. You know that little community that votes up there? That they're voting in 9 hours. This thing's on. It's game on. As I said, we've been through a lot of this together. I can't pass up the opportunity to do this because I spent a lot of my life doing this. We're in the 4th quarter, folks, and there's 2 minutes left. I've done it. I've done it. And the momentum's on our side because we've got the damn ball. And we have laid out. We got the best quarterback in Kamala Harris, and in this room, we got the best team blocking and tackling for us right in this room. So we control our destiny. Billions of people around the world could not imagine standing in a room as free people to make a determination on what our future is going to look like. We get to do that. This is our responsibility. We're going to get the chance over the next 24 hours to shape this planet for generations to come in a positive way, in a way that unifies us, in a way that believes in our neighbors, in contrast to the darkness and the madness that is being put out on the other side. Here's the good news about when you hear everything they're saying. Donald Trump will never step foot in the Oval Office again. He will never step foot in the Oval Office again. So there's so many great reasons to do this. Our ground game is better. It will be won in these final 2 minutes of this campaign. If you voted, get somebody else to vote. Statistics show if you ask someone to vote, the chances that they're going to vote go way up, and they will trust you. Go tell them what's on the line, why it matters. If they tell you, I'm not that into politics, you say, too damn bad, politics is into you. Go vote. Go vote. See, that's what it is. Make a difference. That campaign has Democrats, Republicans, Independents, Greens across the spectrum. We don't have to agree with everything, but we damn sure agree that this American experiment must go on. The rule of law must win, and the Constitution stands above any damn man that they want to plaster his face on a flag. This folks in this room says hell no to that. We're bigger than that. We're bigger than that. So I'm telling you, when you get older, you start thinking about these things or whatever. I said, I, for one, want to leave it all on the field. And there's so many reasons and so many good things are going to happen to so many people. But there's also come a day you're going to be sitting on that porch in that rocking chair, and you're old and you're sitting there rocking away, and a little one's going to come up and they're going to come home from school. And on that day, they were learning about the 2024 election. And they're learning how the American experiment stood tall, and how totalitarianism was turned back, and how America keeps its promises to its allies. And we reject that totalitarianism, that ideology that so many have given their lives against. And we made this step towards a more perfect union. And that little one's going to ask you, what did you do in that 2024 election? And you're going to say, every damn thing I could to win that election. Everything I could. So Wisconsin, when we fight, we win. We know that. Let's stand on the right side of history, and you are in a unique position in this state because this election runs right through this state, and it runs right through counties like we're standing in right now, and right through ballrooms just like this. All of those things are with you. So here's what you get to do, Wisconsin. Win this damn thing for America. Do this thing. Let's go fight. Let's go.